when Natalie gives us the okay.
Has she given us the okay yet?
No. We might start off.
Never mind. Just come here. You come here and say the picture.
We good?
Is she okay?
Everything's perfect.
I'm so nervous. The officers will take their stations and the Grand Order of the Av Sadiq Av will come to order. Shoter Gadol.
Grand Av Sagan.
Are all present members of AZA, BBYO, or guests?
Grand Av Sagan. All present are members of AZA, BBYO, or guests.
Grand Olaf More.
Grand Olaf Sagan.
See that the Shoter Gadol is on guard and knows his duty.
Olaf Shoter Gadol. The order is about to study some of the beautiful symbols of Judaism and patriotism. See that we are not disturbed by idlers. Grand Olaf Sagan. The order is safe from intrusion.
Grand Olaf More, why did you seek admission to this order?
To join with those Jews who have dedicated their youth to clean living so that they may become manly men.
Grand Olaf Moskir, what are the qualifications for membership?
To be the son of a Jew of good moral character and to be filled with a desire to be helpful.
Olaf Shoter Katon, will you present to the order the colors of our countries?
Grand Olaf Sagan, I have the honor to present to you the order of the colors of our countries. The red and black of Albania, the blue and white of Argentina, the yellow, blue, and white of Bosnia and Herzegovina, the green, red, and white of Bulgaria, the red and white of Canada, the yellow and red of China, the red, white, and blue of Croatia, the yellow, blue, and white of Curacao, the blue, black, and white of Estonia, the red, white, and blue of France, the red and white of Georgia, the black, yellow, and red of Germany, the green, white, and orange of Ireland, the blue and white of Israel, the red, white, and green of Italy, the red and white of Latvia, the red, yellow, and green of Lithuania, the yellow and red of Macedonia, the red, white, and blue of New Zealand, the red, white, and blue of Serbia, the red, white, and blue of Slovakia, the black, yellow, green, white, red, and blue of South Africa, the red and yellow of Spain, the red and white of Switzerland, the white and red of Turkey, the blue and yellow of the Ukraine, the red, white, and blue of the United Kingdom, the red, white, and blue of the United States of America, and the yellow, blue, and white of Uruguay.
This year, a Grand Olaf Kohen Gadol will lead us in prayer. Rabbi Daniel Septimus.
Our Father, who art in heaven and in our hearts, we humbly ask Thee to help us to be worthy sons of Thee, to lead clean lives, to think clean thoughts, and to do decent deeds. Help us to be good Jews, loyal countrymen, honorable comrades, worthy of the commendation of all good men.
Amen. I now declare this special meeting of the Grand Order of the Av Sadiq Aleph of BBYO open for business. Olaf Shoter Gadol, inform the Olaf Shoter Katon.
We are gathered here for the purpose of accomplishing our business at hand. But more than that, we and all the chapters in the world like ours are working towards a great goal. This is a goal towards which each of us can help, a goal towards peace and happiness for all humanity. This can be accomplished through the Menorah Pledge principles. Let us now think of what we can do to bring our goal to a speedier realization. Let us give our wholehearted attention to the words of prayer our Shomer HaBrit shall now read. Hannah Moses, Alexa Herman, Sarah Ennis, and Joanna Sherman.
She had this whole thing about the heart and the hand. how they were connected. You know, feeling and action are always linked. One can't exist without the other.
We are the B'nai B'rith girls. Strength and dignity are our clothing. Our faith is renewed after hearing such fine words of wisdom. May we in our deliberations at this meeting live up to the expectations and the high ideals we and the B'nai B'rith girls have set for ourselves. I now declare this meeting officially open for business.
I'd like to call those Olives who will recite to the Olive Tzaddik Olive the 7 cardinal principles.
The light of the menorah symbolizes the knowledge and strength of our order. The 7 branches represent the power we have to affect our world by enriching ourselves. Maya Albin, Lake Ontario Region, citizenship.
We pledge our devotion to our beloved country, whose blessing we shall never take for granted. We shall guard zealously our democratic rights and shall fulfill our duties as citizens.
Jason Rothfarb, Southern Region Atlantic Council, patriotism.
Patriotism, loyalty to the homeland, to its laws, its principles, to its ethics, to die for it if necessary, but primarily to live for it.
Ruthie Perlman, Southern Region, Dixie Council, Jewish Heritage.
We have a magnificent Jewish heritage, which has enriched the civilization of every land. We shall aim to become imbued with an understanding and love of our Jewish culture so that we may be a conscious part of the people from whom we stem. We shall always strive to live up to the ideals which are the essence of the Jewish religious faith.
Max Barron, Mid-America St. Louis Council, charity.
Charity, to give of myself and of my substance for all worthy causes, to be kind and generous to all in need, regardless of race or color.
Amy Vogel, New England Region, community service.
Community service. We recognize our responsibility to render selfless service as citizens of the community in which we live.
Dan El Malem, BBYO France, filial love.
Filial love, ever to honor and love one's parents, to be considerate of order and respect age.
Yael Ripstein, Red River Region, philanthropy.
Philanthropy. We shall always be concerned with the underprivileged and the distressed. We shall offer our help to those in need, recognizing that the ability to help others is a blessing and a responsibility.
Ben Joblinover, Northern Region East, DC Council, conduct.
Conduct, never too bold, never too forward, ever humble, ever observing the principles of gentlemen.
Lara Reston, United Kingdom, Ireland, interfaith relations.
We represent one of the faiths that make up the diverse patterns of the world. We shall learn to understand and respect our neighbor. We shall so live as individuals and groups that we may reflect credit upon the Jewish people.
Solomon Stark, Rocky Mountain Region, purity.
Purity, to keep my soul pure, my mind active, and my body healthy.
Zoe Finer, North Texas, Oklahoma Region, tradition.
We shall try to exemplify in our homes the finest of Jewish family traditions.
Joseph Wheel, Cotton States Region, Judaism.
Judaism, always to observe the tenets of my faith, ever to do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with the Lord our God.
Margot Shamaria, Southern Region, Atlanta Council, Good Sisterhood.
We make possible the warmth and joy of Good Sisterhood through through the association and chapters. We shall respect the rights of each member. We shall make our chapter a true example of democratic living so that companionship and friendship may endure.
Nate Gendler, Mid-America Region, Omaha Council, Fraternity.
Where am I? Oh. Fraternity, a spirit of sociability, of cooperation, and of friendship toward all olives that shall make us one fellowship, and a loyalty to AZA and all its ideals.
Renakaya, BBYO, Liga Turkey, Prayer for World Jury.
Lighting the candles is a privilege we, as B'nai B'rith girls and as Jews, are able to exhibit. Although we understand that there are Jews in our world who cannot openly express their Judaism, we hope that one day all Jews will be able to practice Judaism as freely as we are doing here today. It is our hope that our small individual flames can come together to create a larger light that burns so brightly, the light of our Jewish pride.
Please join me in the recognition of Israel with the singing of Hatikvah.
Is there a motion to dispense of all other business and move into the State of the Order address as given by the 90th Grand Alf Gadol of the Aleph Tzaddik Aleph, Sam Perlin, and the 90th International Sea of the B'nai B'rith Girls, Amanda Friedman?
The chair recognizes BBYO Cotton States Region.
Is there a second?
The chair recognizes BBYO Lake Ontario Region.
Is there a call?
Is there any dissent? Seeing and hearing none, we will now move directly into the State of the Order address as given by the 90th Grand Aleph Gadol, Sam Perlin, and the 70th International Nasiya, Amanda Friedman.
We invite you to a journey with us 10 years into the past, back to AZA and BBG International Convention 2005 at Camp Perlman in Starlight, Pennsylvania.
The movement gathered what was, at the time, a healthy number of delegates from across the order, almost exclusively North Americans, spare a few Israelis and Bulgarians, together at the end of August to celebrate BBYO's final international convention to be held at Perlman Camp.
323 teens gathered as AZA celebrated our 80th anniversary and BBG celebrated her 60th year.
All past Grand Aleph Gedolim and International Nasiot were invited to attend this final summer IC.
Friday night services were held by the lake. Lots of singing and dancing took place.
The 80th Grand Aleph Gadol, Stephen Glatter, and 60th International Nasiya, Rachel Schwager, presented the State of the Order.
The 81st and 61st boards were elected.
The Perlman sunset faded and people said their goodbyes to summer. Friends, in an era of international convention that reflected the older, more tired, pre-independent BBYO.
my brother Olives.
My sister B'nai B'rith girls.
Feel the power of a movement reborn, of a fraternity and sorority on the cusp of an era of unprecedented success that spans across every point on earth where a mezuzah may be hung and a child says the Shema before falling to sleep.
In 10 years, BBYO's International Convention has grown by over 500%. But what's more is that IC is only one of countless indicators of AZA and BBG's strength and vitality. In 10 years, the Jewish community's chances for inspiring a stronger Jewish future has grown exponentially.
This evening, our goal is to embark on a journey through our movement's successes together. To look back on our year to all that we've accomplished, to look forward to what we can still achieve together, and to have some fun with some great guests too.
Well, the two of us have had the opportunity to see firsthand what our chapters, councils, regions, and countries are capable of. Tonight is our opportunity to reflect together, to witness the mountains we have moved, the skyscrapers we have built, and the foundations we have set for years to come.
We want tonight to be about you.
Tonight can't be about us.
Tonight is about every single one of you and the great sum of all that we do for AZA and BBG that makes our movement move, and how when we measure each effort we each contribute, charting how much stronger together we can actually become.
BBYO has given a purpose, a community, and an identity to hundreds of thousands of Jewish teens. And many of those teens will tell you that it changed their life. And among our networks, there are many that we could honor. But tonight, there is one family member that we wish to dedicate tonight, AZA and BBG's celebration night, to specifically. An individual who gave everything to BBYO.
Todd Kay was the Senior Regional Director of the Ohio Northern Region for the last 7 years. But to our community, our family, he was so much more.
Todd's BBYO journey started as a young Olive in Portage Trail AZA number 114 in Akron, Ohio. And since that day, Todd has been an integral part of BBYO's narrative.
Following his AZA days, Todd became an active alum, mentor, colleague, and dear friend to thousands of us.
Every person who had the honor of getting to know Todd became a better person because of it. Todd was a role model and an inspiration. He dedicated his life to the Jewish community. He gained joy from seeing teens thrive and by pushing them to succeed. Todd was the kind of person that lit up a room just by walking in.
Todd passed away on January 26, 2015. The entire BBYO family was shaken by the sudden, tragic news.
For the past few weeks, we have all mourned together as wide ripples of communities have come to support each other. More than 1,000 people attended Todd's funeral, and thousands of heartfelt messages and testimonies to Todd have been shared online. It is clear that you did not need to know Todd to feel the impact he made on this organization, on BBYO Ohio Northern Region, his fellow colleagues, and every teen who got to know him.
This past summer, I had the great honor to spend 2 weeks with Todd in Mukwonago, Wisconsin at Bieber Camp. Like Sam Bieber, who the camp is named after, Todd had a vision for the future of the Jewish people. Bieber and Todd both dedicated their lives to ensuring that the next generation of young Jews were ready to lead. In my 2 weeks with Todd Kay, he taught me what it meant to be a true Olive and what it looks like to live a life dedicated to the Jewish people. Todd was a man who cherished tradition in the Grand Order and made sure all members knew the importance of our history. I remember teaching the cheers to the Olives of CLTC 7 with Todd. There was one cheer that Todd was passionate about. For tomorrow and today, we believe in the AZA, and with our voices loud, we say we're proud of the AZ Olive Tzaddik Olive. Todd would be proud of where we, the members of the Olive Tzaddik Olive, are today, and confident that we were only going to grow prouder. Tonight, I want to thank you, Todd, for not only changing my life, but the lives of thousands of other members worldwide.
My memories of Todd come from stories from my younger brother, Zach. Zach is what I like to call a unique individual. The kind of kid who always rocks a mischievous smile. It takes someone special to connect with Zach, and when he came home from CLTC 7 2013, He was different. He was changed by the new formed brotherhood he found in his CLTC mock chapter, and Todd Kay was Zach's CLTC chapter advisor. In just 12 days, Todd left Zach with a passion for doing what's right. The following October, after a terrorist attack in Ottawa on Canada's Parliament Hill that resulted in the death of Corporal Nathan Curlow, Zach wanted to rally his school to make a statement against this injustice. He arranged for the entire school to have a free dress day and wear red and white in support of Canadian pride and patriotism, and raised a total of $2,000 for the corporal's 5-year-old son who has just lost his father. I have never felt that proud. That energy and compassion was something Todd taught Zach. Tonight, I want to thank you, Todd, for not only making such a strong impact on my brother, but for finding the greatness in every teen you encountered and making every one of us who knew you a better person.
Tonight, together, we honor the hundreds of members worldwide who have shaped and shifted our order in the world. We want to dedicate this night to Todd Kay for helping unlock the potential in so many of us. Your memory will live on through all generations of future Olives and B'nai B'rith girls. Because of you, we are stronger together.
My brother Olives.
My sister B'nai B'rith girls.
When we were first elected to the international and grand boards, we began to discuss the challenges our order faced. The first came to mind quickly, creating high-quality chapter programming.
Too often, our chapters program because it's what they have to do, repeating the same basic ideas over and over until they're worn out. This year, it was time for things to change.
First, we all had to define together what it meant to run excellent programs. To us, this means to create memories. It means to create nights that no one will forget, filled with everything from laughter to tears. It's putting your all into every program you facilitate.
Excellent programs embody the 5 folds for Olives, the 6 folds for B'nai B'rith girls. They make people want to come to the next event before the initial program is even over. And they go big, bigger than we ever thought possible. Above all, an excellent program is one that both the program creator and the program attendees grow from.
Great programs take time, and no one knows that better than the girls of LLBBG from Central Region West. Charlotte Fraun and Samantha Alvarez spent 7 months designing an extensive program that included all 6 folds. It incorporated Havdalah on the beach and a high ropes course where girls had to learn to literally support each other. This is the new standard for programming.
And we can't wait to see what is to come.
It's our responsibility to recognize the chapters, councils, and regions that have already been holding excellent programs. Directly following states tonight, we'll be holding our first annual chapter programming showcase under the leadership of our friends Ellie Bodker of Mid-America Region, Kansas City Council, and Matt Levy of Wisconsin Region. These programs feature some of the best that chapters around the world have to offer on a regular basis, and the showcase is our way to honor the hard work of our brother Olives and sister B'nai B'rith girls that created them.
These programs are only a sampling of the excellent things chapters across the order have been doing every year for the past 90 years. It is your job to make sure that we are only getting better from here. Our 91st year can only be our best if you all make it that way. It's about carrying the torch, setting the example, and leaving a legacy.
In addition to incredible chapter programs, it is our honor to also recognize the Olives and BBGs that have gone above and beyond in their work.
These are the teens that stayed up all night putting the final touches on their Shabbat services, the ones that have made call after call, day in and day out. These are the teens who dedicate themselves to their chapters, regardless of age, grade, board position, or any other factor.
We would first like to recognize the recipients of the Star of Deborah and the Shield of David. This award goes to teens who fulfill the duties of office on any level of AZA or BBG, who act as an event coordinator or member of a planning committee, participate in an internationally sponsored AZA or BBG contest, contribute to the chapter, and fulfill his or her responsibilities of giving the experience of AZA or BBG to others through recruitment.
Please help us give a big round of applause for all of the teens who received this award. You've all served as an exemplary Olive or B'nai B'rith girl, and we would like to commend you for all of your hard work.
Our next award, and one that holds a special importance to us both, is the Cardinal Principals and the Menorah Pledge Principals Award.
What makes this award so special is that these incredible teams
Our next award, and one that holds a special importance to us both, is the Cardinal Principals and Menorah Pledge Principals Award. What makes this award so special is that these incredible teens have been nominated by their peers for their hard work and dedication, a feat that few can lay claim to.
We would like to honor every person who's received this award.
Finally, we'd like to honor a friend who has won the 90th edition of our International Oratory Competition.
Every year, BBYO's International Oratory Contest addresses a theme that prompts reflection on personal experiences, the state of BBYO, and/or the future of the Jewish people. This year, we asked, if you could modify any of the 10 commandments, which would you choose and what would your modification be? The winner, whose submission is now featured in JTA, a trusted global source of breaking news and analysis on issues of the Jewish interest, is Alyssa Carfinkel of BBYO's Big Apple region. Congratulations, Alyssa, and thank you for representing our voice to the Jewish world.
Aleph Gadol and my brother Alephs.
My sister Nasia and my sister B'nai B'rith girls.
Every year, hundreds of Alephs and B'nai B'rith girls across the order attend Chapter Leadership Training Conference. They leave with a feeling of empowerment and a new drive to help their chapters, councils, and regions.
This year, we wanted to take it a step further. We called upon the CLTC 2014 alumni and asked them to use their enthusiasm to help grow our order to include more Jewish teens. As some of the most talented and driven members in this order, we knew we had to further tap into their potential.
Inspired by our 90th and 70th anniversary years, we launched the 90-70 Tree of Life and Eternal Light Recruitment Challenge to encourage each CLTC 2014 alumni to recruit 6 new Alephs or BBGs to BBYO. By offering an outlet for Alephs and BBGs to channel their passion, our CLTC 2014 alumni recruited over 400 new members.
These new members, now brother Alephs and sister BBGs, are the future of our order.
Watching these younger members from all ends of the order unite to help grow the movement is truly awesome. What's even more encouraging is that we've seen an overall surge in Tree of Life and Eternal Light Award applicants from across all grades at an even pace. And for the first time in almost a decade, AZA's growth rate has been equal and at times throughout the year ahead of BBG.
The growth of our movement is our responsibility. It is our duty as a Jewish peoplehood to strengthen our future.
We would like to applaud every brother Aleph and sister B'nai B'rith girl who has taken on that responsibility, especially the CLTC 2014 alumni who rose to the occasion and accepted our challenge.
To all that took part in this challenge and all others who have worked to grow our movement, thank you for your dedication to BBYO and to the Jewish people.
But it does not stop here. With this, we have built momentum. We have started something new. We have set the stage for us to grow to even greater heights.
We cannot let our efforts to grow end here. We have to build on this momentum so that it does not falter. This is our time to make an impact on the future generation of Jewish teens.
This is not just a message for CLTC alumni. This is a message to future CLTC participants, to the order, and to the world. AZA and BBG are growing. AZA and BBG are making an impact, and AZA and BBG are changing the world one Jewish teen at a time.
This year, due to hard work and great effort, many of our chapters and regions have grown significantly, and we've seen the birth of new chapters all across the order. Take a look at the BBGs of Southern Region Dixie Council. Led by the efforts of Council Mitmom Ruthie Perlman and a strong chapter Maureen team, they hit their mid-year membership goal. Refusing to stop at anything less than incredible, they started a new chapter in an area where BBYO has never been before, and where many would have argued the Jewish community is too small to yield a vibrant BBYO experience.
Or look at North Shore BBYO in New England region, which was merely a dream 1 year ago. Now, they stand strong with 60 members. Without the vision and direction of BBYO New England's regional more, Trevor Brown, whose first BBYO event was only just last year at BBYO's International Convention 2014, and a core group of Oliphs and BBGs, this potential would not have been tapped. To top it off, New England's AZA membership is 19% ahead of where they were this time last year.
It is with much honor that I recognize my heart and home, Mid-America Region St. Louis Council, for exceptional growth this year. The effort put forth by SLC was driven by the Council Maureen, Max Barron, and Sam Blinder. St. Louis Council AZA was the first region in the order to hit their end-of-year membership goal. St. Louis Council has accepted the challenge and has already reached 13% growth from last year. And this is a council that struggled to pull together an IC delegation just years ago.
And then there's Liberty Region, who were able to identify areas they needed to work on and have simply just pulled out all of the stops to propel BBYO in one of the largest untapped Jewish communities in the United States, Philadelphia. Following the merger of Philly and Central Region East, our brothers and sisters in this part of the world had a lot of work to do to reintroduce BBYO to a sleepy Jewish community. Slowly but surely, teens started to turn out, and prospects were having a great time at events. But teens were hesitant to follow up and ask them to join us as official members. So, Liberty's presidents, Evan Finkelstein and Leah Kay, and their Morim, David Rosen and Nikki Haggerty, helped organize and promote an Ask Day, where teens met with or called prospects to make the ask. They united to help grow the movement, and they recruited 25 new members that day as a part of a larger effort that has seen massive numbers of teens saying yes to wanting to be a part of something bigger, the Aleph Tzadik Aleph and the B'nai B'rith girls.
It is also our esteemed pleasure to give global props to a region that is strong, sophisticated, and a top-tier program with dynamic and talented Oliphs and BBGs, but up until a year ago, had lived in the shadows of our order for nearly 2 decades. Red River Region BBYO, based in Winnipeg, Canada, woke up this year. Having already crushed their end-of-year membership totals from last year, they have propelled their IC delegation from 9 in Dallas to nearly 40 this year in Atlanta.
Aleph Gadol, Harlan Abels, approached Sam Perlin about creating a motion to incentivize global regional growth through the executive body, and as a result, more than 15 regions across the order passed a mid-year membership motion that outlined their strategy to achieve their membership goals at their winter and mid-year conventions. We're glad you're back in action, Red River Region. The order stands ready for you to lead.
And just this week, not to be outdone, one of our newest regions in the order, Westchester, New York, still our fastest growing region, eclipsed its end-of-year membership goal, catapulting forward toward new heights as still a young program. What's more is that Westchester, working with Big Apple and Nassau Suffolk, is part of a team that is catalyzing the rapid growth of the newest North American region, Manhattan. For BBYO to be erupting in the way that it is in the largest Jewish community in the world, New York, is another indicator of our order's revitalization taking shape. It is so inspiring to see the order take steps toward the growth of our movement, and with that strength of the Jewish people.
BBYO is truly at the forefront of global Jewish youth leadership. With every new member, we can see the difference we're making. We can see the lives we are changing, and we can see how our order is aiding in the continuation of the Jewish life. Now is not the time to slow down. With half of the year left and thousands of 8th graders eager to jump aboard, we commit tonight to double our efforts upon our return home next week to invite, host, and recruit as many Jewish teens as we can. The gift of AZA and BBG should be shared with all that are able to enjoy it.
It is now our pleasure to introduce one of our special guests for the evening. Building a fraternity and sisterhood like AZA and BBG take both individual and team contributions. Few know more about this than two-time gold medalist Olympian Garrett Weber Gale. Garrett, or as he's known to his friends, G-Dubs, competed at the University of Texas from 2003 to 2007, where he was NCAA Division I champion for the 100-yard freestyle. He then went on to compete for the U.S. national team in the 2008 Beijing Olympics. Garrett is also a proud alumnus of Nibayim AZA number 2434 in Wisconsin region.
Thank you all for having me here today with my wife, Kara. It's been a long time since I was a part of an event like this, many years since I've been in BBYO. Recently, I got together with some BBYO members in Austin, in Colorado, and recently in Milwaukee, where I hail from. And my goal was to try and understand what you're going through, what you're excited about, what you're nervous about, what you're scared about, what worries you. And this is what I heard. Many of you guys are feeling uncomfortable, primarily in school, where people make fun of you for being Jewish, make you feel uncomfortable for wearing a Star of David or keeping Shabbat. Some people say, oh, of course you're good at math, you're a Jew. One person I talked to even said they had pennies thrown at them in school for being a Jew. What I also heard was that each and every one of you wanted to be a part of something bigger than yourself, that you want to make a contribution to the world, and that more than anything, you wanted to hold sacred and protect what we have here, this community. Now, my background is in sports, specifically in swimming. As you heard, I competed at the Olympics in 2008, won 2 gold medals. I also competed in 6 world championship events, and the 2013 Maccabee Games, which I will tell you is a greater event than any Olympic Games. And what I learned at those events, and through all my training, that makes sense for you guys to hear, is that first of all, number one, every single day you have to get up out of bed. You have to do it even if you're tired, even if you're sore and you don't want to. You've got to step to the plate and stand up for what you believe in, even if it is scary and uncomfortable and you're fearful. You've got to head out and embark on that journey into the unknown, even if you don't know where it's going to take you. Can you guys be quiet? It's a little bit distracting. Thank you. You have to embark on that journey into the unknown, even if you don't know where it's going to take you. And when you do that, a couple things will happen. One, you develop a practice of doing something over and over and over again. And you build strength and endurance. And what used to feel uncomfortable now feels comfortable. And also, what might be actually more important is that you give permission to all those around you who are uncomfortable and scared to stand up for themselves. You give them permission to also step to the plate. And when other people see them doing it, they'll do it as well. And before we realize it, we won't just have 2,300 people in here. We'll have 5,000 and 10,000. And then we'll have people all over the world standing up for what we believe in, protecting this community. The second thing I learned is that you have to stay in the conversation longer than you want. You have to keep fighting even when it is so uncomfortable you can barely stand it. Because when you want to go to the Olympics, or you want to get a PhD, or you want to curb anti-Semitism, it is a long, arduous journey. In 2013, I was at the Maccabee Games in Israel. And my wife and I and my family, we had the privilege to go to Shimon Peres's house in Jerusalem. And he told us a story that when he was training in the military when he was young, his swim instructor said, if you get to the middle of the lake and you get tired, don't turn back. Keep pushing, keep going forward as all of our ancestors have done. Because I know that each and every single one of you guys wants to protect this, also to say thank you for them, for sacrificing, in some cases giving their life so that we could come here today and celebrate together. People ask all the time, what was it like to win an Olympic gold medal? What was that feeling? When I stood on that Olympic podium and got the gold medal around my neck, what was going through my mind is that all the hard work and dedication and sacrifice and all the hundreds of mornings that I got up to go to practice when I didn't want to, when it was uncomfortable, when my body was sore, all of those were worth it. Every single one had paid off. Now, my challenge for every one of them here is to go back. Use this as a launching pad to get back into your communities and stand up for what you believe in. Keep fighting. Keep inspiring other people around you. Give them permission to also stand up for themselves and for other people so that we can always have an event like this, so the Jewish people always have a place in the world. I know that each and every one of you guys is courageous. You are leaders in your own community. You wouldn't be here otherwise. Take this challenge, be the leaders and the voice for our community, and we will always have a place to call our own. Thank you.
Moshe spoke to the Israelites, and they responded together with strength, saying,
All the things the Lord has commanded, we will do. Standing side by side, we understood we are stronger together.
Moshe then climbed the mountain and waited for the commandments. He received the values that we live by every day.
Years later, the Jewish values given to Moshe still guide us. Each of us, no matter where we come from, follow these morals. Judaism comes back to the roots of our beliefs, our compassion for others, our enthusiasm for change, and our dedication to service.
My brother Olives.
My sister B'nai B'rith girls. Each one of us has choices to make every day, and all of us have the power to create a positive change. Our morals guide us to live a fulfilled Jewish life and work together to ensure the prosperity of the future generations of the Jewish people. BBYO makes it possible for us to unite across the globe to tikkun olam, repair the world. The International Order also makes it possible for us to join together in celebration of our Jewish pride.
This year, Global Shabbat advanced to an entirely new level. The spirit of Shabbat could be felt throughout the world with the participation of 514 chapters in 13 different countries.
BBYO aims to bring more Jewish experiences to more Jewish teens, and we have done just that. We've connected communities that are worlds apart so they could celebrate their Jewish pride and share their traditions.
Turkey first united with Bulgaria to welcome Shabbat with a service that combined their traditions. Then they ended their Shabbat experience by connecting with Eastern Region Virginia Council over Skype for Havdalah. Turkish and American teens shared their different national anthems, and then they joined together in singing the anthem of their shared homeland, La Hatikva.
These teens demonstrate the true meaning of global Shabbat, coming together in a unique way to celebrate their Jewish lives and rallying around Hatikva, the hope for the united Jewish world. We come together to celebrate, to repair the world, and through the process, to live by our Jewish values.
As a Jewish community, we feel compelled to stand up for those in need. Over 700 million people in the world experience food insecurity. Can Tribute epitomize BBYO's ability to mobilize teens when we see an issue worth fighting for?
As a movement, we engaged 15,000 teens in hunger advocacy and food collection. Over 9,000 teens attended Mockingjay pre-screenings around the country. Together in partnership with Do Something, we collected 510,000 pounds of food. Alexa, a teen from Dallas, collected 66,000 pounds of food by rallying her school and community around our cause alone. Once again, we proved that teens can do great things.
This year, we launched the first ever Stand Up and Speak Up chapter initiatives. Dining in the Dark has educated our members on the hardships of visual impairments and tolerance. In Lone Star region, Emma Danzinger led the way as she implemented the initiative as a regional program. 30 additional chapters, councils, and regions have already participated.
Girls Achieve Greatness has reached unparalleled success, with 85 chapters shedding light on domestic violence awareness.
Our two new chapter initiatives are Beneath the Helmet, a movie about Israeli teens just like us as they transition into the Israeli Defense Forces, and charity basketball tournaments inspired by Randy Riseboard AZA in Lone Star region. We stand ready to support any of your chapters anywhere in the world that wish to utilize any of these initiatives to deepen the experience your members are having within AZA and BBG and bolster your visibility and impact on the community around you.
The Gemilut Hasidim Stand-Up Award recognizes chapters that dedicate themselves to service. The top chapter completed 1,100 hours through weekly volunteering at a center for children with disabilities and participation in movement-wide stand-up activities.
Congratulations to Ranan BBG in Lone Star region for being the first chapter to receive the gold level of Gemilut Hasidim Stand-Up Award.
Let us continue to maintain our hard work to serve the world and the Jewish people. Together, we work to fulfill our commandments as we create meaningful Jewish experiences and lead the Jewish future forward.
It is our pleasure to introduce you to our next special guest. As we've discussed all weekend, if we're going to be a movement on the rise, it's time we determine what we want to use our people power for, to make the broadest possible impact that we possibly can. Alex Banyan has figured out how to best utilize the talents and passions of others.
Named to Forbes' 30 Under 30 list, Alex Banyan is the author of a highly anticipated business book being released by Crown Publishers. The book chronicles his 5-year quest to track down Bill Gates, Lady Gaga, Warren Buffett, Steven Spielberg, and a dozen more of the world's most successful people to uncover the secrets of how they launched their careers. Banyan is also a venture associate at Alsop Louis Partners, a high-tech venture capital firm based in San Francisco. Fortune magazine reported that Banyan is the world's youngest venture capitalist. Business Insider named him to their annual Rising Star in Silicon Valley list. Later that same year, Business Insider named Banyan one of the most powerful people in finance.
Please join us in welcoming Alex Banyan.
I was going through a life crisis. 4 years ago, I was 18 years old. I was a freshman in college. And I was spending every day lying on my dorm room bed, staring up at the ceiling. I don't know if any of you have been through the what do I want to do with my life crisis, but I was going through it and it was hitting me pretty hard. Now, to understand where I come from, you have to know that my parents are Jewish immigrants, so I pretty much came out of the womb. My mom stamped MD on my ass and sent me on my way. In third grade, I wore scrubs to school for Halloween. I was that kid. My mom, instead of putting our finger paintings on the refrigerator, she put skeleton charts. So that was my childhood. So I'm checking the boxes, I'm studying hard, I'm studying for the SATs, I'm volunteering at hospitals. And I'm just checking the boxes, and I get to college, and I'm a pre-med, and I'm the pre-med of pre-meds, right? But I remember lying on my dorm room bed and looking over at this stack of biology books on my desk and looking like they're dementors staring back at me. And I didn't know if I was lazy or what was going on. And eventually I start realizing maybe I'm not on my path. Maybe I'm on a path somebody put me on and I'm just rolling down. So I keep thinking what I want to do, and eventually those questions turn into, when Bill Gates was our age, how did he sell software from his dorm room when he was an unknown kid? Or when Steven Spielberg was our age, how did he become the youngest director in Hollywood history without any family connections or a track record? These are the things they don't teach you in Native American studies. So I start reading, looking for answers. And I'm going through all these books my freshman year, and they're stacked up in my dorm room, and my roommates think I'm crazy. But eventually I'm left empty-handed. And that's when the naive 18-year-old thinking kicks in, and I say, well, if no one's gonna read the book I'm dreaming of reading, why not just try to write it myself? And I thought it'd be like super easy. I'll just call up Bill Gates, ask him for an interview. Of course he would say yes. Do that, interview other people, put it in a book and share it with my generation. I thought it'd be super simple. Bill Gates helps kids in Africa, like why wouldn't he help us? So I thought it was this little side project I would do, but I did have one problem. I thought, of course, Bill Gates would say yes, so I would need money to buy a plane ticket to fly up to meet him. And I was all out of bar mitzvah cash, and I was in student loan, so I didn't know how I would pay for it. So, like any logical 18-year-old, I thought, why not a game show? So by a show of hands, who here knows about The Price is Right? Give me a hand. And like, don't have it, give me a full hand. Okay, we have a good amount. So 2 nights before final exams, my freshman year, I find tickets to The Price is Right. And I'd never seen a full episode before, but like, how hard could it be? You guess the price of a gallon of milk. So I just thought, what if I just go on The Price is Right, win some money, go on this journey, call it a day? Clearly not my brightest moment, but I end up pulling an all-nighter 2 nights before final exams, and I study, but I don't study for finals. I study how to hack The Price is Right. So I go to the show the next day, execute this crazy strategy, and I end up winning the entire showcase showdown, winning a sailboat, selling the sailboat, and that's how I funded my life the past 3 years. Thank you. And it's been this unbelievable journey. Of course, Bill Gates didn't say yes right away. It took 2 years of me asking and asking and asking. He said no and no and no, but eventually he said yes. And then it took 3 years of me asking Lady Gaga, but eventually I spent a week with her, and I had this unbelievable and humbling journey the past 4 years, asking the questions that we all want to know. And I did learn after talking to all these people, whether it's Maya Angelou for poetry, or Jane Goodall for science, or Steve Wozniak for computer science, or Pitbull, all their stories are so different. Yet they do have one thing in common. Every single one of these people treat life and business and success like a nightclub. So there's always 3 ways in to a nightclub, right? There's the first door where 99% of people wait in line hoping to get in. The line curves around the block, And they just stand there in their resumes, waiting in line, hoping the bouncer lets them in. That's the first door. That's where 99% of people wait. There's the second door, where the Obamas and Kim Kardashian go through, and you're sort of born into it. That's the second door. But what society and school doesn't really tell you is that there is always, always a third door. And that's the door where you jump out of line, run down the alley, bang on the door 100 times, go through the kitchen, crack open a window. There's always a way in. And whether that's how Bill Gates sold his first piece of software or how Spielberg became the youngest director in history, they all took the third door. Now, BBYO, I want to tell you one thing tonight. This weekend, you've been inspired, you have ideas, and I know all of you want to go home and implement all of them. And you have two ways to implement those ideas. You can either wait in line, hoping someone gives you permission, or you can choose to jump out of line, run down the alley, and bang on the door and make it happen yourself. It's up to you how well you execute your ideas. It's up to you whether you want to take the first door or run down and make it happen for the third door. It's up to you. You don't need to ask teachers. You don't need to ask your parents. It's up to every single one of you how well you implement your ideas and how well you help BBYO in the future. It's all up to you. And the single most important key to going through the third door is right here in the room. It's each other. It's people. It's your friends. It's your teachers. It's your mentors. Every single person in this room wants you to succeed. But it's up to you to ask. So I challenge you. Choose to ask for help. Choose to ask your mentors for advice. Choose to lift each other up. Choose to work together. Choose to take your life into your own hands and choose to take the third door. Thank you very much, and thank you, BBYO.
This has been a game-changing year for our global movement. Together, we've made huge strides in our fundraising efforts, have built new and meaningful relationships that span across all corners of the globe, and have redefined globalization. And now we're proud to say that these accomplishments were achieved through the efforts of every chapter and every member throughout the order.
While some believe that teens aren't capable of accomplishing anything groundbreaking, our brother Alif's and sister B'nai B'rith girls have proven that notion to be wrong. We have dared to be extraordinary, and we have succeeded.
Take the brothers of Perry's AZA in Cotton States region, who raised $16,000 for various charities in their community and their chapter scholarship fund. Their annual Thanksgiving fundraiser, the Harvest Hop, sets a standard that all other chapters should look to for an example.
Or look at the brothers of Nordanian AZA in Mid-America Region, Kansas City Council, who raised $34,000 for chapter scholarships and various charities in the community through their matzo ball dance. And in the coming year, will contribute a portion of those funds to their expanding commitment to the International Service Fund.
Throughout our order, more chapters, councils, and regions have discovered just how extraordinary our global Jewish community is and have realized how vital ISF is to enforcing our strong, unified community.
Earlier this year, we released an ISF fundraiser that allowed regions to raffle off exclusive IC prizes. Together, Southern Region, Eastern Region, Connecticut Valley Region, Gold Coast Region, and Great Midwest Region raised a total of $5,300 for the International Service Fund.
The Great Midwest Region's Maz Kirim and Giz Barit Leah Sharon, Adam Shaw, and Samantha Brooke have destroyed their ISF goal, already doubling their original pledge and raising a total of $3,200 so far this year. Along with the IC raffle, their Maz Kira wrote and recorded 7 original songs for a CD that was sold to raise money specifically for BBYO Ukraine, their partner community.
And Cotton States raised $3,000 for ISF at their messy fundraising event during Winter Regional Convention.
And throughout the past month, we've worked with the Global Networking Committee to execute our first ever order-wide ISF fundraiser.
You've seen the Global Geek Rockets, you love the Global Geek Rockets, and you have worn those 30 flags with pride. Once we sell out at IC Shook, we will have raised $3,200 for ISF.
Now, we'd like to recognize the regions that went above and beyond in their fiscal year 2014 ISF contributions.
The top 5 contributions for last year were Northern Region East DC Council with $12,000 to support BBYO Bulgaria, BBYO Balkans, and General ISF. Cotton States with $5,000. Central Region West with $3,500. Great Midwest Region with more than $3,000. And Gold Coast Region with more than $3,000. We are looking to raise our contributions overall this year, and there's plenty of time for your regions to rally around a fundraiser when you get home. Let's honor even more communities supporting Jewish teen life around the world next year at IC in Baltimore.
This year, the Global Networking Committee launched a brand new initiative, Globalization Is. We aim to make international interactions more accessible to every member through program outlines and resources based upon the idea that our community is built on relationships and shared interests. When you take our ISF fundraisers and combine them with excellent programming, we can turn our global Jewish community into one united force.
Our newest brothers and sisters in YJC Tbilisi of BBYO Georgia have been exchanging videos with the Global Networking Committee. And for the first time ever, they have brought a delegation to IC.
BBYO's partner, Liga in Turkey, sent 6 BBGs on ILSI, and they have a stronger presence here at IC than they ever have before.
And now, we are hosting the largest and most diverse delegation of Brother Aleph and Sister B'nai B'rith girls from outside of North America that our order has ever seen. 100 teens from 18 countries are here in Atlanta, representing their various communities abroad. We would like to invite our international delegates to rise by their seats.
The cardinal principles of AZA are patriotism, purity, Judaism, charity, filial love, conduct, and fraternity.
The Menorah Pledge principles of the B'nai B'rith girls are citizenship, Jewish heritage, community service, philanthropy, interfaith relations, tradition, and good sisterhood.
Our commitment to these ideals has ensured that together as BBYO, AZA and BBG have persevered through generations.
Together, we are serving as a light unto other nations and securing a strong, safe Jewish future for teens worldwide.
We are leading the way to a future that will allow all Jews to engage as Jews as freely as we are doing here today.
We left Egypt together, hand in hand. We wandered the desert together for 40 years, led by a pillar of fire and cloud. We were together when we received our 10 Commandments. Together when we were chosen to be God's people and received the Torah. We were together at Sinai.
We then split into 12 tribes as we entered the land of milk and honey. We dispersed. We had still had common rituals and traditions, still had a strong sense of faith, but we were not united.
Our brothers and sisters, we have searched for you. We have sought you out, and now we have found you. We are uniting based on our similarities and working together to build a brighter future for Klal Israel, the Jewish people, the people of Israel.
We have a need for you, and you have a need for us.
Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
How good and pleasant it is when brothers and sisters dwell together in unity.
Although we gather tonight as representatives of global Jewish teens, we are not just any Jewish teens. We are the Aleph Tzadik Aleph and the B'nai B'rith girls.
We are the vision of a fraternity in Omaha and a sisterhood in San Francisco. We are the work of Rose Mauser, Julius Bisno, Anita Perlman, and Sam Bieber, who saw us more than a Jewish youth group. They saw an international Jewish youth movement, for we are the Aleph Tzadik Aleph and the B'nai B'rith girls.
Tonight, we invite you, those that have come from distant lands, from partner organizations and variations of BBYO. You have been embraced as a part of our community. Tonight, we celebrate you as you join our orders of the Aleph Tzadik Aleph and the B'nai B'rith girls.
Tonight, we hand you the symbol of our orders, the menorah. Its eternal light providing you the strength of 40,000 Jewish teens from around the world, following through on a legacy of more than 500,000 alumni from all reaches of the globe who share the common goal of strengthening our global Jewish community.
We are honored to have you be a part of BBYO, to work with you as a part of our amazing movement, and to call you our brothers and sisters. You will always have a home here where you can connect with other Jews and be proud to be a Jewish teenager.
A goal of patriotism, purity, Judaism, charity, filial love, conduct, and fraternity.
A goal of citizenship, Jewish heritage, community service, philanthropy, interfaith relations, tradition, and good sisterhood.
As we hand you your pin, your menorah, let us also celebrate the new light you shed upon us.
Through prayer and service, laughter and conversation, you have illuminated our experience, contributed to our community, and have joined us hand in hand, uniting our movement, becoming our family.
Your stories and experiences have sprung our movement forward, allowing us to understand the global Jewish community and initiate inspiring and lasting change in every one of our chapters and members worldwide.
By the power vested in us by BBYO Inc.,
we hereby induct you into the International Order of the Aleph Tzadik Aleph,
B'nai B'rith girls,
and
BBYO.
BBYO.
May you leave with free and joyous hearts and leap from strength to strength, always in peace and never alone.
As our brothers and sisters, we cannot wait for you to make our order even brighter.
Bruchim habayim. Welcome, dear friends. Welcome home.
It is now our honor to introduce to you our final special guest for the evening, actress Emmanuelle Tricky. Born in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, to Moroccan Jewish immigrants, Emmanuelle Tricky has been acting since the age of 10. She has guest starred in series such as Are You Afraid of the Dark, Forever Night, and PSI Factor, Chronicles of the Paranormal. Her first ever Hollywood role was as a supporting character in Detroit Rock City, and her breakout moment was in Snow Day in 2000. Emmanuelle has also starred in the music videos of Hinder's Lips of an Angel and the Zac Brown Band, Whatever It Is. She has also spent time recording voiceovers for Call of Duty Black Ops and making guest appearances on The Mentalist and The OC. In 2008, she starred opposite Adam Sandler in You Don't Mess with the Zohan. Most notably, Emmanuelle starred as Sloane on the HBO hit series Entourage, and will play a lead role in this summer's return of the show to the big screen once Entourage hits movie theaters around the world. AZA and BBG, please welcome Emmanuelle Tricky.
Hello, BBYO. You guys are so impressive. It's amazing, actually. I've been watching the show tonight. I really wish that I could have come last night, but unfortunately I couldn't. I was working. I'm sure I missed a tremendous weekend, but this is really amazing, and I'm honored and proud to be here with you guys. I'm just taking in the crowd because, like I said, I wasn't here, so I'm looking at all the faces. There's so much love in the room. I love it. I love you guys back. So, I'm going to share a story. It's my story of just me growing up in a very traditional Jewish home in Toronto, Canada. I grew up in a small town called Unionville, and we were two Jewish families at the time. There was the Shriekis and the Levies. And the Shriekis, we were the practicing Jewish family, which was kind of a burden for me and my siblings growing up. My friends didn't really understand what being Jewish was, but they loved coming over on a Friday night to eat some challah bread, otherwise known as the really soft yellow bread that splits down the middle easily. So they'd come over for dinner. They were always welcome for lunch. And the negotiation at home was I had to stay for Shabbat dinner before we could go out. Our biggest fights in our house was exactly that. Could we go out on Shabbat? The preparation for the high holidays. My sister and I hated the spring cleaning before Passover. My brother was always angry that his favorite rock band was playing on Yom Kippur, so he always had to miss his concert. And as kids, we just felt that life was really unfair in this way, and that religion was being forced down our throats, and that we had no say in the matter. We would go to the Sephardic synagogue, and I couldn't understand anything. I mean, as a kid, I always wondered, how am I supposed to love being Jewish if this was all going way over my head? On Passover, we read the Haggadah, and I couldn't relate to any of the biblical stories. It was all very absurd to me, and long, and boring, and basically, as a kid, being Jewish sucked. Of course, now, I would literally do anything to go back to that beautiful Shabbat table my mother made, eat her delicious food, and hear my father tell his hilarious stories as we would just all laugh and eat together. In my early 20s, I moved away, as well as away from Judaism. I explored everything from Buddhism to Hinduism. I was a self-proclaimed yogi. I chanted Sanskrit mantras. I practiced Reiki. I went to all sorts of healers and shamans and psychic palmists and tarot card readers. I was obviously searching for something and trying to fill a need for connection or spirituality. And I thought I found it. For me, I was living the life I imagined. I was living the California dream. As my career began to blossom, so did my Jewish identity. In every room, interview, or set, people would always ask me what ethnicity I was, and I would explain in my father's words that I'm a French-Moroccan Jew with Spanish-Italian ancestry. Then I would get the, oh, wow, that is such a mix. It's so exotic. Is it really? I'm not sure it is, but it was always a great topic of conversation. It remains a great topic of conversation. So 2.5 years ago, I lost the love of my life, my dear sweet father. And I was by his side for the last 6 months, and my spiritual world was turned on its head. See, my father wasn't religious per se, but he loved the religion, the community, the traditions. And a week before he passed, when he was barely coherent, his rabbi came to the house and sang some Jewish psalms. And while my dad seemed to be on another planet, his foot tapped to the rhythms. And I could see that it was bringing him so much comfort and joy. And I couldn't help but notice that in all his suffering, he never complained or said, "Why me?" or "Why God?" He bared it all like a true champion. And Judaism was a thing of beauty to him, and slowly but surely, a thing of beauty for me too. About 2 days before he passed, we were all at the hospital knowing that it was going to happen any moment. And there was about 10 of us on a Friday afternoon. My best girlfriends from the Moroccan community called me on my cell and said, "How many are you? We're bringing Shabbat dinner." And they didn't ask. They told me that this was the plan. And this memory just warms my heart so much, and it just impresses me so much. They came with a beautiful meal, bread, wine, salads, candles, all of it. And they led a sing-along around my father's bed of Shalom Aleinu. My heart was bursting at this notion of community, and it just hit a chord so deep that it actually created a tremendous void in my life in LA. See, up until this point, Judaism was this unexplored gray zone to me. And suddenly I was feeling connected and a part of something really special and really beautiful. And it all happened at a time when I needed it most. After my dad passed, I was an orphan. I lost my mother when I was 16. So now all I had left were memories and traditions. In fact, the Shiva totally blew my mind. I mean, the fact that our religion says to be waited on all day, every day, for 7 days, to be constantly surrounded by friends and family, that the mourners aren't even supposed to pour their own coffee. They're just supposed to grieve and tell stories and pray for the person's soul, is so evolved and magical to me. And it's deep and it's profound and just so necessary for the grieving process. So once again, I felt truly a part of something much bigger than I ever gave it credit for. Going back to LA was difficult as I didn't have that community around me. I had amazing friends who cared, but they didn't understand where I came from and what I had just experienced. And I started telling anyone who would listen about my amazing discoveries surrounding my father's death and explaining to my friends these beautiful Jewish customs. I fell into a period of numbness and depression for about 6 months, always reaching out for my friends and family in Canada. Then something happened. It was like the universe heard my heart yearning for that connection, and I met my Shabbat crew. Some of them are here this weekend. Most of them are not. All of them are incredible, dynamic, amazing people that I've ever known. Our Shabbat crew was created after a trip to Israel they all went on last year with the awesome Schusterman Foundation. Yes. And while I couldn't go on that trip, I was there in spirit. And when they got back, they started doing these Shabbats every Friday. And I couldn't wait for the end of each week. Beautiful souls coming together, breaking bread, and sharing thoughts and stories and intentions of the week past and the week to come. And with these Shabbats came that feeling of connection that I had been missing since my father's death. And LA felt like home in a way that it never had before. I had found my spiritual family. One of my soul sisters that I've been fortunate enough to meet, and you, some of you have been fortunate enough to meet, is the amazing Emily Greener. Yes. Emily is that bundle of light that introduced me to her incredible organization, I Am That Girl. And I've been working with them to create a community of girls to make it safe for each other to be exactly who they are, to just be able to express themselves and honor each other and just be an excellent community for each other. And this is just one example of how my Shabbat crew has enriched my life. It just feels good to give back any way you can. So needless to say, this sense of community has changed my world, and it's made the good things even better. and the difficult things more manageable. And I guess that my hope in sharing this story with you is that you can all walk away with pride of who you are and where you come from, though I'm fairly certain that you all do already. I get that vibe in the room. And that you know that you can truly live the life you want, full of love and joy and passion and meaning. Sometimes we ignore what's in our own backyards, but it is never too late to embrace it. So thank you so much for having me.
Each chapter has its unsung hero, the person who is essential to all programs, the one who acts as a guide during our time in BBYO. Chapter advisors are a key part of each chapter in BBYO, acting as a source of motivation, pushing each of us to accomplish everything we are capable of.
At this time, we would like to honor 3 advisors in particular for their volunteer service to BBYO.
Hi, my name is Haley Katzenstein.
And my name is Maddie Fleischman.
And we're from BYO BBG number 2495.
From Southern Region, Atlanta Council number 55.
Michelle Krebs-Levy truly represents what it means to be a lifetime member of the B'nai B'rith Girls.
As a teen, she served on her chapter's board and later became Mora of Atlanta Council. She made her return to Atlanta Council BBYO 2.5 years ago and became our advisor.
Before Michelle, BYO was all about numbers. We consistently had the most girls at conventions, and we prided ourselves on having top numbers across the international order. But that isn't what chapters should focus on.
Michelle taught us that numbers aren't everything, and since her arrival, BYO has become a closer, more well-rounded chapter. Michelle has helped us create traditions such as SPUI history lessons and yearly events, encouraged 5 and 6-fold programming, and made sure that every chapter email went out error-free.
Michelle sees the best in everyone. She always encourages us to push ourselves harder, both in BBYO and in life.
She has a solution to every problem. From pre-planning to the actual program, Michelle is always thinking on her toes and making sure that everything is running smoothly.
Michelle is not only a key part of our chapter, but also our council. She's always present at council-wide programming and reaches out to members from different chapters. We constantly hear praise from other Atlanta Council BBGs and Olives, telling us how cool she is and how lucky we are to have her as one of our advisors.
Her bubbly personality lights up the room, and she makes an effort to get to know every single girl in the chapter.
Michelle is not just an advisor. She's a friend. She realizes the true importance of forming close relationships with chapter members and always strives to strengthen those bonds.
She's a mom. She's always worried about our safety and whether or not there's enough food.
She's a role model. Her dedication to the Jewish community has been an inspiration to us all.
She's the MVP. She's the glue that holds BYO together.
Michelle, please accept this award for the David Bitker Unsung Hero BBG Advisor of the Year Award on behalf of the entire International Order. We love you!
My brother Olives, Neighborhood girls, and honorable guests.
We are standing here with the honor of announcing the AZA Advisor of the Year Award.
My name is Corey Cohen, Gadol of the greatest chapter in the order, Rebels AZA number 442.
And I'm Jonah Goldberg, Mosque of Rebels AZA and Regional Sagan in North Florida Region, BBYO.
When we heard that our advisor, Jay Kohler, was going to be the recipient of the AZA Advisor of the Year Award, we were shocked and speechless.
Like us, Jay was in BBYO. He was an Alpha Michigan region and even started his own chapter. This inspired him to become an advisor, and we are very honored that he chose us. Jay is an engineer at Barton Mallow Company. Basically, he builds roller coasters for Disney World. He has currently become engaged to the wonderful Stephanie, soon-to-be Kohler.
With all of this going on in his life, it means so much to us that he continues to make Rebels AZA and BBYO a priority. He staffs conventions, reads our constant messages in the board group chat, and invests in us as leaders.
His commitment to Rebels AZA and BBYO is extraordinary, so much that he takes the Gadol of Rebels AZA on a J date before every term to discuss goals and expectations.
Jonah and I have known Jay for about 3 years now, and we have learned so much from him. Other than educating us on things like how to run a business meeting, Jay has taught us how to be strong leaders in the community and honorable olives as well.
Jay has specifically taught us to build our chapter in both brotherhood bonding and membership.
He has taught us specifically how to respect those who are speaking and overall become outstanding young men. Throughout Rebels AZA North Florida region, we have a little tradition when Jay's in our presence. It's really simple, but we need your help, and we need NFR and Rebels AZA's help. You guys ready? All right. Jay, 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 Jay.
Without further ado, we give you Jay Kohler, the best damn advisor in the whole order and recipient of the AZA Advisor of the Year Award.
Hello, my name is Julia.
And my name is Julia.
And
but,
we are from
But
Ukraine.
everyone calls me Sugar.
And we are from Ukraine.
We are here today to so thank you.
Thank you to a woman who has dedicated her life to Jewish teens in the former Soviet Union and given us a chance to connect with our heritage.
Ala Magas has been working with BBYO for many years and understand the power of connection.
My name is Joey Eisman, and I have the pleasure of working with Allah year-round. Our connections and common drives propel us forward as we work to create meaningful relationships between our teens. This is most important. At this point in time, with the current civil and political unrest in Ukraine, what we do reminds us that we are all connected and our partnership is imperative to the success in creating one Jewish world.
Tonight, we wish you Mazal Tov and Spasibo Большое as we present you with the David Baker Unsung Hero International Advisor of the Year Award for your service to us and the Jewish people.
doesn't end when you finish high school. The lessons we learn and the connections we gain will follow us far beyond the board positions we attain or the events we attend.
Our alumni are involved in fields ranging from politics to theater, from social services to business, and through all of those fields, professionals use the skills they gained from BBYO to find personal success in their own lives and give back to others.
Tonight, we are so honored to introduce to you our BBG Alumni of the Year, Elise Eplin. Miss Eplin has been an incredible inspiration to BBGs all around the order and serves as a truly positive force in both the Atlanta community and the Jewish community as a whole.
Prior to founding the Eplin Group, Elise Eplin was the Vice President for Special Initiatives at the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, created by the co-founder of the Home Depot and owner of the Atlanta Falcons. Since its launch in 1995, the foundation has granted over $250 million to individuals, families, and corporations to help turn their ideas and visions into strategic action. Elise is the founding president of Hands On Atlanta and now serves on its advisory board. In addition to serving on the alumni advisory board at the Yale School of Management, Elise was president of the Atlanta chapter of the American Jewish Community from 2003 to 2005. After receiving her undergraduate degree in American Studies from Brandeis University and her master's degree in Public and Private Management from Yale University, please join me in welcoming BBG's 2015 Alumna of the Year, Elise Eplin.
Good evening. First, I want to congratulate Amanda and Sam and all of the officers as they've delivered their states and have done such an incredible job here. And I want Emmanuel to know that my husband and kids were not all that impressed by my receiving this award until they heard that I'd be sharing the stage with E's girlfriend. Okay, so Olives and BBGs, I have an exercise for you. I want you to stand up if your parents were active in BBYO. Okay. Great. Now, sit down, and I want you to stand up if your grandparents were active in BBYO. Got a few of those? Okay, thank you. And now, if you are a grandfather who was Grand Aleph Mazkir in 1948, please stand up. My father, Leon Eplin, who still gets together annually with his He still gets together on an annual basis with his AZA International Board pals nearly 70 years later. My son, Max Markovich, who is Gadol of Kol Ram AZA and Atlanta Council, can stand up when both of these questions are asked. My father was District 5 Gadol as well as International Mazkir. I was District 5 Nasiya in 1976, and my sister Jana was District 5 Nasiya in 1979. BBYO is truly in our blood. And as you've heard from so many of the other speakers you've had here, BBYO gave me some of the most essential components for a happy and successful life. I made lifelong friendships at conventions like this. One of them, my co-district president, is Walter Solomon, who is now the chair of the BBYO board. I discovered the depth of my Jewish soul at conventions and summer programs, and particularly loved and still love singing the prayers and songs. I fell in love with Israel on my first trip there, which was with ISI. And let's not forget the fun. Several of us were commenting, us old people, about how envious we were of all of you. The joy of being at these conventions is something that will stay with you forever. Perhaps most importantly, BBYO helped me discover my personal power, and the other speakers have talked about this tonight as well. The power of my voice. I learned how to be comfortable speaking to groups of all sizes as a 17-year-old, traveling the Eastern Seaboard, giving speeches. The power of my leadership, how to guide and motivate others. This organization does a remarkable job by allowing you to learn by doing. In my case, most of this leadership has centered on Tikkun Olam, both in the Jewish and the larger community. I'm proud to have helped create an organization called Hands On Atlanta that now connects 60,000 people a year with community service opportunities in Atlanta. Thank you. I believe that every one of you has this power to make the world a better place. I hope you'll embrace and use that power and go through that third door, as Alex talked about. It's truly what life is about. And believe it or not, one of you will be standing here in 35 years talking about the difference that BBYO made in your life. I thank BBYO for this incredible honor and for all the gifts it has given to me and my family. Thank you.
My brother Alice.
My sister B'nai B'rith girls.
The 90th and 70th years of our movement have been about you.
You, the creators of chapters, of programs, and of new global friendships. You, the creators of moments and memories, the mentors of passionate members, and the creators of the Jewish future.
We have spent this year learning from each of you. Our everyday goal is the same: to wake up in the morning, ready for the day's adventures, and go to sleep at night exhausted, feeling like we've connected with you and learned from one another. And we do this not because we love AZA and BBG, but because we believe in AZA and BBG and in you.
This year, we have seen what AZA and BBG are really about. We have seen the true meaning of brotherhood and sisterhood, the true meaning of a community, and we have learned why what we do matters.
Mid-American Region Omaha Council welcomed me to honor the rich history of AZA at our order's birthplace with community leaders and alumni who have gained value from their time in AZA. Together, we celebrated 90 years of building from our roots and recommitting to our future from where it all began.
Judy Ann Levin, BBG in New England Region, reminded me how to connect to our roots when they invited an alumna who had been friends with Judy Ann Levin, the woman for which the chapter was named, to a chapter meeting. Seeing this woman connect with the BBGs in her chapter reminded us all that we must cherish our past in order to have a strong future.
Connecticut Valley Region made me feel the spirit and passion of AZA and all of the Olives who were present at Gala last month. I had the honor of helping induct over 30 Olives into an incredible region where I myself felt inducted into their brotherhood after spending a mere few hours together.
Southern Region Dixie Council proved to me that sisterhood can be at its strongest in smaller numbers, as I watched 7 proud new members be inducted into our order and become a part of a Jewish family that they had never had before.
Michigan Region reminded me how important it is to share our personal Israel stories to our peers through an interactive session led by 2 BBYO Stand With Us MZ teen interns. Although knowledge of Israel may vary, our passion and connection to our homeland was strong through every member in attendance.
The teens in North Texas, Oklahoma region in Tulsa taught me that all we need is air to breathe. And I'm not talking about oxygen. I'm talking about AIR, affection, intimacy, and relationships, the theme of their Kalal weekend this year, where we openly explored what a healthy relationship should look like and the gender roles and stereotypes associated. Every participant of the weekend was inspired to help end domestic violence while sharing in a meaningful Shabbat experience.
Our members worldwide inspire us every day, and we see a bright future for the Jewish people because of what happens in our chapters on a regular basis. In a world where religious affiliation is declining, and the Jewish community is fearful of its future generations' commitment to Jewish life, the members of AZA and BBG are thriving.
And yet, these are only a few examples of the power that BBYO has on the grassroots level. We now have the honor to present the Henry Monsky, Miriam Albert, and Maurice Bisger Awards for Chapter Excellence to those chapters who are the shining examples of success of our organization.
These 130 chapters went above and beyond this year to create a strong AZA, BBG, and BBYO experience for all members on our local level.
Everything we do in AZA and BBG Everything we do in AZA and BBG is about impacting the individual member. This all starts on the chapter level and with our personal relationships with one another.
In Judaism, we learn that he who saves one life is as if he has saved the entire world. BBYO places emphasis on the individual and the power of one. One member learns that it only takes one person to make a difference, one person to instill change, one person to shake the world.
Every person is a new door to a different world. BBYO embraces all of those doors with their broken hinges, disheveled knobs, peeling plaster, and fixes them to stand tall with confidence and a belief in the world and in themselves. BBYO is not a Jewish youth movement made up of nearly 50,000 teens. It's a movement made up of you
and you
and you.
Around the globe, chapters are thriving and connecting more Jewish teens to more meaningful Jewish experiences than ever before. Last year, Gala and AZA in Gold Coast region was struggling with almost no members to speak of. Today, they are flourishing with nearly 30 members and an increased level of programming and international involvement.
Neshiko BBG of Michigan region doubled their membership in half a year, recreating themselves to become one of Michigan's strongest chapters and took home the Spirit Cup at their regional convention.
And in just a few months, BBYO Manhattan region has chartered its first AZA and BBG chapters with nearly 40 members registered thus far between the two. We'll soon have quite the empire in the Empire City.
We'd like to recognize those communities that have launched new chapters in the last year. We ask delegates from these chapters to please rise and be recognized.
Achim AZA, Mid-America Region, St. Louis Council.
Adira BBG, Connecticut Valley Region.
Oz BBG, Northern Region East, DC Council.
Ed Koch, AZA, Manhattan Region.
Eden BBG, Westchester Region.
Ain Soph BBG, Gold Coast Region.
Gesher BBYO, Southern Region, Dixie Council.
Hazak AZA, Gold Coast Region.
Kahila BBYO, Liberty Region.
Lador Vidor BBG, Manhattan Region.
Madhim AZA, Westchester Region.
North Shore BBYO, New England Region.
Or Shemesh BBG, Gold Coast Region.
Port AZA, Nassau, Suffolk Region.
Rockland County BBG, Greater Jersey, Hudson River Region.
Sammy Davis Jr., AZA, Northern Region East, DC Council.
Simchat Haderech, BBYO, Gold Coast Region.
Yachad BBYO, Connecticut Valley Region.
YJC, Tbilisi, BBYO, Georgia.
In all of these cases, personal connections and one-on-one relationships are what have set these chapters up for success. Connecting one Jewish teen to AZA and BBG is what can make the difference in a person's life. And it is up to you to connect with as many individuals in our communities back at home.
Part of the magic of BBYO is its ability to connect Jewish teens to their Judaism on their own individual level, whether through prayer and religious customs, cultural practices, or values and beliefs. BBYO explores a multitude of ways for teens to feel Jewish in an environment where it doesn't matter how you connect to Judaism, just that you do.
One of the most rewarding parts of our year has been watching those moments when a teen, who prior to BBYO never cared about their religion, decides that they want to start living a Jewish life. When I visited Lone Star Region in August, I stayed at the home of one of my CLTC participants. I started speaking to her mother, who told me that upon returning home from CLTC, her daughter not only embraced her Judaism, but said, "Mom, I'm proud to be Jewish." If you can give one teen his or her Jewish identity, it's as if you are able to connect the entire Jewish people to their faith.
With an unprecedented rise in anti-Semitism and anti-Israel sentiment worldwide, the Jewish people need us, and they need us now.
During our time at BBYO Francis Convention, a community member stopped by to share with us some sobering news. Bullet holes had been found in the window of a rabbi's office at a synagogue in Paris. The two of us were shocked and did not know how to react to the fact that a Jewish monument had been attacked. But to the French BBYO community, hearing about an anti-Semitic incident was nothing new.
Later that day, we went outside to sing and dance together. Along with the Jews of BBYO France, we sang Oseh Shalom, praying that God grants peace for us, for all of Israel, for all humanity.
V'imru Amen. Despite the events of that day, we declare that the Jewish people will never stop praying and hoping that one day we will live in a world with peace for all.
This year, we have 10 teens joining us from BBYO France, the largest French delegation in more than 20 years. They have taught us, on n'est pas tout seul, we are not alone. In fact, we are stronger together.
It is our responsibility to stand with our brothers and sisters around the world as we combat anti-Semitism as one strong global Jewish community. Whether in Europe, South America, the Middle East, or right here on American soil, anti-Semitism is ours to defeat and will not define us as a people.
We have given the world so much as a light unto the nations. With each challenge we overcome, we simply shine brighter.
We know that the entire Jewish community has to stand together these days, which is why we are so proud to have launched the Coalition for Jewish Teens, working with NIFTY, USY, NCSY, and Young Judea. We have taken our movements from divided for decades to united in a few short years.
Looking back to AZA BBG International Convention 2005, the theme was Turn the Page. IC 2005 became the turning point for IC to become our avenue to connect communities from around the world.
In the 80 years leading up to 2005, we began writing BBYO into Jewish history. Our story included chapters mobilizing to raise money during the Holocaust and chapters working to establish the State of Israel. Our story included small communities across the world launching BBYO chapters to provide Jewish programming to teens that had nowhere else they could openly celebrate their Judaism, and a proud timeline of moments when we stood up for justice and what was right in the world.
Since 2005, we have turned the page to make the world a better place and ensure that AZA and BBG will be strong for those to come. But if this weekend is any indication, we're just getting started.
We can't wait to see what the next chapter holds, or where our next chapter will be.
As we look to our accomplishments over the last 90 years, we look to what the next 90 will look like. With you tonight, we have never felt more sure that our future is promising.
Is there a motion to accept the State of the Order as presented by your 90th Grand Board and your 90th Grand Olaf Gadol, Samuel Albert Perlin? The chair recognizes Athens of the South AZA, number 258. Is there a second? The chair recognizes Cotton States Region number 72. Is there a call? The chair recognizes CLTC 7, 2014.
Is there a motion to accept the State of the Order as presented by your 70th International Board and your 70th International Nicaea, Amanda Eliza Lauren Friedman? The chair recognizes L'Chaim BBG number 2444. Is there a second? The chair recognizes Lake Ontario Region number 36. Is there a call? The chair recognizes CLTC 6 2014. Is there any dissent? Dissent? Dissent?
The chair recognizes the Perlin and Finer Friedman families.
And BBYO CEO Matt Grossman.
Sammy boy, I've been in this position, expected to say great things about you so many times that coming up with new material was somewhat challenging. So I was looking back at some of my previous works for inspiration, and I read a line that kind of made me giggle as I stand here addressing the International Grand Aleph Gadol, Samuel Albert Perlin. This is what I said after your CSR stint. I can't wait for you to talk my ear off about the next organization, class, girl, sport, circus act, anything that you fall passionately in love with, pushing obsessive. Because it won't stop with BBYO, Sam. You have so much more of yourself to give, and I can't wait to see what's next. Little did I know this was what was next. Little did I know that you had so much more to give to an organization that I thought you had already gone above and beyond with. In this, I touched how impressed I am, how you have always been so passionate in your spirit for this organization. From the start, I knew that you would do amazing things. You were so unbelievably excited to join BBYO that if you had asked me one more question, I was gonna go berserk. But soon I realized, and I appreciated this excitement. This excitement was something I hadn't seen in anyone else before, and I'd never seen it with you. You knew from the start that this is what you wanted to dedicate your energy, your time, brain power, and passion to. And boy, did you do that, and more. But let's talk about the here and the now. Sam, look out there. Look at the thousands of people who fill this room, eager to hear what Sam Perlin has to say about the state of the order, the state of this incredible movement. This room is filled with thousands of Jewish people from around the world. This room is filled with thousands of people from around the world who are proud to be Jewish, who are proud to be a part of this movement to which you have dedicated your life. Because of the hard work you have done alongside this incredible support system, those faces out there are experiencing Judaism. They are finding friends that will last a lifetime. They are learning about this order. They are learning about Judaism around the world, and most importantly, every person in this room is learning something about themselves. They are experiencing Judaism and learning how to fit it into their own lives. You are facilitating the future of Judaism. You are ensuring that Passover will be celebrated for years to come and that the diaspora is filled with people who are proud to be Jewish. You are part of a movement that will just keep on moving, and don't ever think that your year in this organization will be forgotten. Sam, I know you will continue to make the Perlin family proud, especially Bubby, who I know is telling all of her friends in heaven about you right now. And I am truly honored to be a part of your life. Thank you for all you've given me, and mazel tov to an amazing 6 months. I can't wait to see what's next.
Ki malachav yitzavet lach l'shmorcha b'chol derechecha. For he shall command his angels to guard you in all your paths. These words are inscribed on a necklace you have worn every day since December 2013, a gift in words you will always treasure, given to you by your Cotton States Regional Board. For he shall command his angels to guard you on all your paths. These are also words shared with you by your dear friend Josh Rotker as you and Amanda embarked on your recent journeys. For he shall command his angel to guard you on all your paths. These are words that are shared with you by your family and friends, those here today, your dad, Will, Aunt Lisa, Uncle Arthur, Aunt Sylvia, Aunt Debbie, and Uncle Philip, C. Sunny, Madeline, Audrey, Harper, Whitney, Noah, and Andrea, along with your mentors, Kevin Fallick, Josh, and Megan Kohler, and with those sharing with you from home, Uncle Bubba and the Albert, Landau, and Robbins families. BBYO, along with your Jewish heritage, was evident early on. Your Jewish education and upbringing identified you for your BBYO role. You extended yourself to help others by teaching refugees to read and providing a reading nook with your bar mitzvah money. This was your defining moment, and you were well on your way to perform Tikkun Olam, repairing the world. Sam, your ability to think strategically and plan your life journey has resulted in you becoming the man you are today. Your innate leadership skills are the hallmark of this high and honorable position where you are able to help educate, engage, and encourage the leaders of tomorrow while ensuring the continuity of the Jewish community. You set out to accomplish these goals by taking leadership roles at Akiva, USN, Ramah, and of course BBYO. You started your BBYO career with AIT president, then on to chapter board. Early on, becoming Shaliach, you discovered your niche, later taking this to the regional level. You continued to move on Sagan, then Gadol on both the chapter and regional levels. We have such fond memories of this time, building memories and relationships along the way. Memories like formals and conventions and discovering more and more cousins along the way. I remember with such pride accompanying you to your new member weekend as I did with Will and watched you pull off your shirt around the bonfire and join the first of many cheer sessions. You carry that card with you still. Your goals and family tradition dictated that you and Eden follow in the footsteps of Harper, Whitney, and Will attending CLTC 5 with your cousin Noah joining that tradition this summer. At that time, you wrote down your goals for your BBYO path, GAG being one of them. Your goals were not only for your personal development, but for the shared growth of your beloved BBYO. Family tradition also dictated that you follow in the footsteps of your grandparents, especially Nana and Bubby, who were the ultimate volunteers. You learned many lessons, having a good name and performing good deeds, being a little outspoken like Bubby, and that family is a priority. Your grandparents are looking down with pride. And today, you exhibit that beyond just family, as you have created a world of extended family and friends, including everyone here tonight. Our family and your community were so thrilled of your election to this position, the first ever GAG from Nashville, Tennessee, and only the second from Cotton States. Your dad, Will, Whitney, and I stand here today so proud of your accomplishments and would like to share with you some thoughts that reflect this path. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Don't ask what the world needs, ask what makes you come alive and go do it, because what the world needs is more people who come alive. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, and do more, and become more, you are a leader. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. And your favorite Jimmy V, don't give up, don't ever give up. For he shall command his angels to guard you on all your paths. We love you, Sam. So proud of you.
For those of you who know Amanda and me, our similarities are obvious. We both stick to the rule book, take everything seriously, aren't bait, and lead 40,000 teens worldwide. My sister reminds me of my distant relative, Moses. She has great leadership skills, she's a hard worker, she's committed, occasionally has side conversations with God, and will surely lead the Jewish people to the promised land. Amanda, being International Sia, has helped to introduce the order to Canadian knees. It was about time, eh? She has dedicated herself to this organization and has proven to us all what an excellent role model and leader she is. I am so proud to call you my sister. Keep doing great things and making the world a better place.
Walking around this year's convention, I would see Amanda stop what she was doing, run towards someone, give them a hug, and catch up for about 30 seconds
Where's the fun?
before she would run off and do the same thing with someone else. This is the kind of person Amanda is. Someone who cares and has a personal connection with everyone she meets. At the end of Boy Meets World, one of Amanda and my favorite shows, Mr. Feeney says, "Believe in yourselves, dream, do good." Topanga responds, "Don't you mean do well?" "No, I mean do good." Amanda, just by seeing your interactions with every person and hearing about the things you have worked on, I can see that you have not only done good, but have done great. When I hear about everything you have accomplished and see how people react to seeing you, I feel proud to call you my baby sister.
Amanda, it seems like such a short time ago that you were a young girl competing at the provincial level in synchronized swimming, yet anxious and unsure of yourself at times. And then, through your growing involvement in BBYO over the years, you found your roots, your strength, your confidence, and your voice. Now you inspire other Jewish teens to find their strength and their voices, and to use them to stand up and stand out on behalf of the Jewish people. Mom and I are so proud of the poised, strong, intelligent, and beautiful young woman and Jewish leader you've become. But just remember that to me, you're also Daddy's little girl. Mom and I congratulate you on the truly amazing work you've done as the 70th International Nasi of BBYO. Yasher Koach and Mazel Tov. We love you.
The year was 1996. Amanda was just 5 weeks old when I schlepped her to Tulsa, Oklahoma for a BBYO reunion. Now I guess for the life of the future 70th International Nicaea, you really can't start too early. I can say that the friendships I made and the leadership skills that I learned as a BBG girl in Texoma region, which is now North Texas, Oklahoma region, and Lone Star region, those skills still form my path every single day of my life. Amanda, I have watched every step of your BBG journey, from running your first program at Lake Ontario Region Bohart Weekend to being International Nicaea today. And Amanda, you have navigated it all with such passion, spirit, wisdom, and most importantly, humor. Amanda, you have this rare gift of seeing straight into people's hearts and embracing them in a way that unlocks their highest potential. I know this will serve you well throughout your life. Now, this is really important. What I wish for you tonight is what I continue to reap from being a BBG girl. My friends who were with me in 1975 are still in my life today. And Amanda, I wish for you that the people in this room will continue to play a significant role in your life going forward. I couldn't be prouder of you, my daughter, and my BBG sister. Love you. Are you gonna cry?
Do you all withdraw your dissent?
Is there a call?
Is there any dissent? Grand Olive Moray, what say you?
International Imhahavero, what say you?
Grand Olive Moskir, what say you?
International Maskira, what say you?
Grand Olive Shliach, what say you?
International Shlicha, what say you?
Con States Region, what say you?
Lake Ontario Region, what say you?
All Sadiq Olive, what say you?
The Neighborhood Girls, what say you?
Grand Olive Moray, do you withdraw your dissent?
International Imhahavero, do you withdraw your dissent?
With that, we have accepted the state of the Grand Order of the Olive Zadik Olive.
And the International Order of the B'nai B'rith Girls.
Grand Olive Moray, the business of this meeting is ended. What say you?
Let us go forth into the world and practice the principles of patriotism and Judaism, those principles of honor that we preach here.
Grand Olive Moskir, the business of the meeting is ended. What say you?
Let us go forth into the world and practice the principles of patriotism and Judaism, those principles of honor that we preach here.
Grand Olive Shliach, you will lead us in prayer.
Our Father, Father of Israel and all mankind, we ask Thee to give us strength so that we may carry with us outside the chapter the great lessons we have learned while together. Help us so to live that we may be worthy of our comradeship, our country, and our religion. May we always so conduct ourselves that we will bring no discredit upon them.
Amen. My brothers, let us go out into the world and show all men we dedicate ourselves to honor, to truth, to virtue, and to justice. Thus, we hasten the day when all men will acknowledge the common fatherhood of God and the common brotherhood of man. And now declare this meeting, this special meeting of the Olive Zadik Olive closed. Shoter Gadol, allow those present to depart in peace.
Now that our business is ended, it is our hope that we have carried on our deliberations in a manner benefiting the great organization of which we are a part. Let us leave now with free and joyous hearts and with minds that are filled of thoughts and deeds that are pure and noble. Will the Shemer HaBrith please read the closing prayer?
And those who were seen dancing were thought to be insane by those who could not hear the music.
I now declare this meeting officially adjourned. Let us join hands in a friendship circle and sing our international BBG song.
Rachel, once everything's done, we have to tell everyone to stay seated. Everyone, please stay seated at this time.